despite intense attacks over past week, including 150 precision-guided munitions fired at nearly 30 sites. Houthis retain about three-quarters of their ability to target commercial ships in international shipping lanes in southern Red Sea and Gulf of Aden. This was evident on Monday when Houthi missile hit a U.S. cargo ship in the Red Sea. This marks the first time militants have successfully struck U.S.-owned or operated ship. Last week's airstrike was successful as designed. The U.S. destroyed or damaged 93 of its chosen targets. But some U.S. officials acknowledged privately that it did little to thwart the Houthis' ability to continue striking international ships. A senior U.S. official said of the attacks, "The message has been received and there has been some disruption. But we are awaiting a response and do not believe we have significantly degraded their military efforts." The limited scope of last week's operation demonstrates tightrope Biden administration is walking in. Middle East. Here, a violent tit-for-tat fight between Iran-backed groups and United States and Israel is simmering just below threshold of outright war. Washington has carefully tried to avoid a situation in which attacks by Houthis and other Iran-backed groups would turn into a second front in the war between Israel and terrorist organization Hamas. Disrupts global trade since November. Houthi militants, who receive significant arms and other support from Iran, have launched dozens of attacks on international shipping in what the group says are retaliation for Israel's war in Gaza. This was not a signaling exercise. National Security Council spokesman John Kirby said at Friday's news conference. The dozens of targets U.S. struck on Friday, including command and control nodes, munitions, launch systems, production facilities and air defense radar systems, were specifically selected to make it harder for the Houthis to hit ships in Red Sea. Pentagon officials said, by design, there were few Houthi casualties. The UK, which joined the strikes on Friday, insisted they were an act of self-defense aimed at reducing tensions and restoring stability to the region. Iran's careful calibrations declassified U.S. intelligence shows Iran is deeply involved in coordinating Houthi attacks on merchant and merchant shipping, including providing information on shipping vessels passing through the waterway. Houthi fighters and tribesmen hold a rally against U.S. and UK attacks on Houthi-controlled military sites near Sana'a, Yemen, on Sunday, January 14, 2024. U.S. intelligence officials believe that Iran has carefully calibrated its response to Israel's war in Gaza, allowing and even encouraging proxy groups to harm Israeli and American interests in the region. On the other hand, it stays away from activities that could ignite a direct conflict with Iran. U.S. officials fear one side might miscalculate, even if none of the major parties, Iran, Israel and the United States, want a BROA